Hey guys, this is T Ryder. This audio is copyrighted 2006 by WC Replays. Alright guys, what's up? It's been a little bit. I had AP exams and pretty much just a hectic schedule. Go ahead and get the replay to 1 minute and we'll kick it off from there. Don't worry, I'll give you some time to get there. Anyway, basically, I'm going to cover what to do against solo panda mass hunts that I showed in another audio. I also did mountain giants in the audio, but this is going to just show you a good basic counter as human to beat off that hunt rush. Because it can be pretty tough, especially with like glaives and towers, and they just push your base. So this audio is for the human players out there, and I know you guys are waiting for a human audio, so here you go. Alrighty, so basically human spawns bottom right, elf spawns bottom left, Twisted Meadows. 1 minute. If you're not there, pause the audio. Because we're about to start. So we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So if you look at human base, pretty much standard stuff, and elf is just doing, an archer start for panda. I think creeping with archers to start is better than just going straight into harass with hunts. But I know some people that do that as well. But your panda will have a hard time leveling with just harassment. So might be pretty tough. Anyway, scouting is crucial with human against elf. Crucial. When you send out that scout and you see what they're doing, you have to first off, do they have a hunter's hall? If they have a hunter's hall and the AOW isn't up yet, then that means they're going to come harass you because they won't have any units. If there's no hunter's hall and there's a late tavern going up, that means tavern hero with creeping. They're not going to harass to start off because they're either going to get probably a dark ranger or a panda, and neither one of those are very strong harassers. So when you see that, you know that they're not going to be harassing you immediately. So you want to creep out your goblin lab immediately, because now you have like a free ride to creep that out. So you want to militia up, 4, 5 militia, and just go creep that out. Anyway, if you see like a regular tavern build, you'd probably want to go like creep like a couple greens instead, because then they'll probably harass you with the demon hunter, and that makes it pretty tough. Usually I see people go for the mud golem first. I mean the rock golem first, but the mud golem has so little HP that you take that out, and it's a lot easier to creep the camp, and then you go for the middle guy. So either way, it's up to you. Decent job creeping, but he gets the foeman pretty hurt and slowed, but it's hard to avoid that on this camp. Anyway, so Panda comes out to creep. Pretty much standard stuff that you would expect because of your scouting. You know what he's going to be doing, and you know you're going to go harass there right afterwards. And I believe he got an experience to him in this camp. I believe he did. Yeah, because he's almost level 3, so he's pretty much almost level 3. That's pretty much pro. Now he can harass, and once you hit level 2, or even level 3, I'd say level 2. Once you hit level 2 with human, it's all about keeping the panda under level 3. If the panda gets to level 3, you're in trouble, because that's level 2 Breath of Fire. That means 2 Breath of Fires, and all your peasants are dead. You couple that with some hunts, oh, things get ugly. Things will get ugly. So he just pushes back the creeping. He's almost level 3 now, which is pretty much amazing, because it's only 3 minutes into the game, and he only crept 1 camp. And he's just pushing the panda back. Pretty much standard tech. You don't want to do anything too outrageous, because you want to be able to tech tier 3 pretty fast here. Excuse me. Anyways, he's going to dance a little bit. You just want to keep the panda from creeping. That's extremely, extremely, extremely important. If the panda isn't 3, there's almost no way he can win. But if the panda is 3, then you are in for a very tough battle. Anyway, so he puts up his arcane ball, pretty standard. Now, at tier 2, instead of doing just typical like Naga and like rifle caster, just mass caster, or caster mortar, he's going to put up a blacksmith and a arcane sanctum, and he's going to tech tier 3. And what he's going to basically do is get night mortar, because hunts are very good against against a lot of things actually. There you go, level 3 on the Archmage, and he uses the reveal from the camp to kill a couple archers, and he attacks and moves his Archmage, and attacks and moves it, so he gets the final kill on that archer. Pretty good play. But anyway, he's gonna get Night Mortar, hopefully some Inner Fire, with Fire Lord and a Paladin. That is the official counter to Panda, because there's so many units coupled with Inner Fire and a heal and staff on the Paladin. that it makes things a lot tougher to beat, especially with the lower level Panda. However, the Panda is extremely hard to keep under 3 for the entirety of the game. You can probably do it for at least a good amount. Anyway, here, whenever the Panda is harassing you, you want to just stop creeping and attack the Panda because he has Breath of Fire, so he can finish your creeps. And while it is only 65 damage, that's still you can still finish off creeps with that at least fairly easily. I mean, there's a little bit of timing involved, but yeah, pretty much. So now he's almost getting at tier 3. Oh, and it's a pretty noob moment in this game. He makes 2 blacksmiths, I do believe, but I don't think he's not that bad of a player. However, pretty much. Anyways, heal scroll. Basically, you don't want to lose too many footmen, because if you have to replace footmen, then that just means less units you're gonna be able to get later in the game, which are a lot more important. You gotta keep your footmen alive, because they pretty much his footmen are the suck against anything, other than maybe archers. And so Fire Lord is summoned. He's using a couple wisps to detonate. That was pretty successful, but not. And the creeps and snare and archer for the win. That's pretty much luck right there. But yeah. Anyway, so he should be going tier 3 here in a second, but he's constructing his arcane sanctum. Also, very important at tier 2, you want to get 2 towers up, an arcane and a guard. Excuse me, an arcane and a guard. That way, if they try to tower push you, you can easily fend it off because you already have towers up. You don't have to rely solely on your units. Again, it's all about keeping the Panda below 3. So it's a pretty interesting game. It was played in WCL. It's a lower level league, but not too bad. And yeah, pretty much just decided like do or die for both teams. My team, FOH. Well, I guess technically FOHX, but that's a different story. It was 2-2 in the war, XCL against FOH, and this series decided who would move on because it's qualifiers and pretty important match. So both players are taking it pretty seriously. Anyway, so Kling should have gotten that guard tower up earlier. If he'd had that guard tower up earlier, this wouldn't be nearly as hard as it is going to be. The Panda is not level 3, so it's not going to be extremely excruciatingly bad here. But it's not going to be a walk in the park. You always want to make sure that guard tower gets up, probably like towards tier 2. Yeah, I think Panda levels here anyway. Yeah, so he just kills those towers off because that one's being built and that one's yeah, level 3, so now he's in trouble. And both towers go down, and now he has to rely on militia and summons. And while it's doable, good wisp placement and a combination between wisp placement and just good focus fire, you really are gonna have a hard time. So there's a little bit of fighting. You can see here comes some wisps. They're gonna detonate the summons. Kills that. Panda's almost level 4 now. Because of all the stuff that's died. Or not almost, but he's good ways to there. Anyway, so tier 3 has been Kling has been taking tier 3 for a bit. You don't want to get any rifles with this strategy, because rifles are not only countered by the hunts, but they're also countered by the Breath of Fire, so it kind of puts you in a hard situation. Food-wise, it's 35 for OC to 30 for Kling, but he has casters out and summons, so it doesn't quite tell the whole story there. Gets a couple unit kills before he TVs away. And I think he kills his Panda here because he cannot heal it, and he doesn't want to give experience to Kling. So he kills his own Panda. It's pretty rough for Copter. And now he's going to have to oh man, I can't think of the word. Resummon. I don't think that's it. Whatever. Anyway, so now Kling begins his second blacksmith, because the first one just wasn't enough, and he's gonna get, actually, I really don't know, he just forgot he had one, which is pretty much noob. Whatever, we all make noob mistakes sometimes. Anyway, he's gonna creep out, and now he just wants to level his heroes. Level 3 Fire Lord and level, I don't know, level 4 Archmage is better, but it's not that much better. So, I guess 4-3, it's pretty good. You have some good focus fire going on the hunts because of the summons, and you'll just have a lot more beef in your army. Panda is level 3, being revived, so that's pretty much the suck for a human, but he's being revived, so he doesn't have to worry too much about it. Now that he's at tier 3, he's getting knights, and he should have already put up a workshop. That's one thing he could have improved on. The workshop really should have gone up, probably towards tier 3 instead of after tier 3. Right? Yes, he's going up now, but it should have gone up a while ago because you want to get those mortars ASAP because mortars tear up hunts. Oh my God, they tear them up. It's brutal. It's pretty much brutal. Anyway, so just creeping it up. Elf is waiting for his hero. See, Elf still hasn't teched, and at this point, okay, now let me talk about this from the Elf perspective for a second here. If you're Elf and your opponent is almost at tier 3, I would recommend teching. If nothing else, just for more experience on your Panda. But maybe some counters, like dryads or fairy dragons or something. Just counters. I don't know. And a lucky XP tomb for the Panda. But yeah, if you're the Elf, you gotta be teching like. I think that I really don't think you should stay tier 1 past like 9 minutes, 10 minutes in the game. I don't know. There comes a point when you gotta realize if your opponent has like tri-hero and tier 3, that you're in some serious trouble if you don't change what you're doing. Because hunts don't stand a chance versus like Knight Mortar Caster. Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, so towers are up, so it makes the harass a little bit harder, but still gonna TP in. And it'll be an interesting fight here. However, the Panda has level 3 and scrolls, but he's gonna go ahead and just TP out. Because he's bad positioning and the militia, and he can't really get good Breath of Fire. But if you look, see, Knights are really great because Breath of Fire does almost nothing to them, at least compared to other human units. And then you combine that with the amount of units in your area, and the overall damage per unit goes down because there's a cap. I believe it's 8. I think it's 8. Yeah, it is. And word positive replay, please. Okay, I am at 12:23. So, okay, I'm at 12:23. I'll in 3, 2, 1. I'll go and I'll read off my times and just find a way to sync up. I'm sorry for that, guys. I had to pop up. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, that should be enough. At 33. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, so now here comes the Panda to pretty much the final push. It's almost 13 minutes in the replay and he hasn't teched, and the mortars are just taking way too long. He doesn't have any mortars yet, and he's been tier 3 for a while, and you get mortars at tier 2, so there really isn't. That really is not something you should try and copy. The mortars are definitely an asset, especially when you have like the aura that he has, the Flute of Accuracy, which is a great item to get as long as you're not Orc. Then again, Orc's the worst race, but that's something completely different anyway. So OC is just creeping. He's going to check for an expansion, even though there isn't one. However, I do believe he sends out some workers to expand right as OC goes over there. Maybe that's a bit later. Anyway, if he had some mortars out here, he really could have ended the game. I mean, he has one, but if he had like